Wednesday report, we are talking about a type of alcoholic dessert. What does that have to do with the weather? Meteorologist Diane Phillips is here for you now to explain.
With snowflakes flying in the air and the mercury falling on that thermometer, winter cold has set in. And there is a really sweet side of that winter cold, and we're going to talk about it in this week's Weather Wednesday. David and Deborah Burgdorf own Burgdorf Winery in Hazlitt. They say they need cold temperatures when harvesting the key ingredient of their award-winning product, Vidal Blanc ice wine. The process does not just happen during the cold months, but starts with selecting the different types of grapes.
You want to select ones that will have the tendency to hang fruit really late into the season when it's cold.
During the growing season, different weather conditions play a role in the amount of sugar content in the grapes.
And then the weather affects it. So how much sun you get, how many heat units you get during the season will determine how much sugar is formed and got into the grapes.
As the cold season moves in and farmers start to harvest grapes for ice wine, the air temperatures have to be 17 degrees or cooler.
They have to maintain that 17 degrees also to keep them. If they thaw out before that, then you can't call it an ice wine. You'd have to call it a late harvest.
After a long growing season and the grapes hold on to the vine until the very end, they do not appear like a plump, juicy grape.
And then an ice wine would be like a frozen raisin. So what happens is the water is evaporated out of it, it's concentrating the sugars into the fruit. So there's a lot more sugars into the fruit and little bits of frozen moisture.
The grapes in their frozen state do not create a lot of juices during the pressing process. Once the juice is ready, Deborah Burgdorf works to pair the sweet juice to yeast and create the ice wine product. The end of the cold winter months also help in the final stages of the process.
Then we cold stabilize them, and then we bottle those more towards in the spring.
Because of these steps and the sweetness of the grape, ice wine has unique characteristics.
And oftentimes you can pick up apricots, peaches, pear, plum, all those kind of flavors from just the grape.
Michigan's climate is ideal for ice wine making simply because it's cold, but the conditions here help to support the wine industry overall.
And taste those wines. There's some great wines being produced here in Michigan.
Here for you in Hazlitt, meteorologist Diane Phillips, 6 News.
Thank you, Diane. Keep it here. We've got a sneak peek of this week's exclusive Crime Stoppers report for you. Sherry Jones joins us on set right